Hello, everyone. Okay, let's get started. Let me know if you can see and hear me well. And yeah, today's stream is going to be in English. I can see that people are joining us and seems to be fine. Okay, so today we continue the topic of how for English language teachers to maintain their language level, what to do to practice in their free time, how to improve their language, and so on. We started this rubric in August. We already discussed how to maintain your language level through books, through reading. We talked about YouTube, and now we are going to discuss audiobooks or any other audio material. So I'm going to talk about audiobooks and podcasts. As usual, leave all your questions in the chats and I will try to answer them at the end if there are any. And don't worry, all the links, everything I'm mentioning today, I will post on my blog tomorrow and on Thursday, as usual. These are 2 days when I post the recap of what we are talking about on the stream. So, before I start, tell me, what do you listen to? Do you listen to any audiobooks? Do you listen to any podcasts on a regular basis or at the moment? And I'm going to tell you why audiobooks is a great way and a good alternative to reading or videos and so on. We discussed improving our language through reading and watching videos, but these are two methods which you can do on the way. Basically, what you have to do is sit down, find some time for it, and only then you can enjoy and get some useful information from the video or from the book. Not everyone can afford that, because very often, especially if you lead an active lifestyle, you won't have time to sit down and watch a video or read a book, unless you are using the apps that I discussed in our stream about reading, or unless you're using YouTube with your headphones on the go. So basically, there is an alternative in the form of audiobooks and podcasts. Let's start with audiobooks. I found this method really useful when I was at university, and I am a linguist, so we had to read a lot of books in English and other languages. Basically, my specialization is English language and literature, and that means that we explored literature since the very beginning, since ancient time, until the 2000s, in the 21st century already. So to read it all, I didn't have much time for that, and that's why I found out that if you listen to an audiobook, you can finish one book in 2-3 days, because you have 2 hours of commuting one way and another. It means 4 hours a day. Usually the book is about 8 to 20 hours. And that means that you can finish a book quite quickly. Of course, there is a matter of focus and so on. But in general, it's a really good way. If you listen in English, it's a little bit different, because first you have to get used to intonations and sound patterns of English speech, but actually it's a really good way to get used to them and start using them in your speech, because if you hear it all the time, you start talking with the right intonation, and you start like copying it subconsciously. Also, if you're not very proficient in English language listening skills, you can try, again, there are a number of graded audiobooks, and you can also try like the audiobooks of books that you've already read and know what's going on in them. There are also versions when you can read and listen at the same time. So where to find them? I have a few sources. I'm going to talk about them very quickly, but all the links you'll get on my blog afterwards, so don't worry. First of all, it's audiobooks.com, where you can find different audiobooks and even find out if they exist or not. This is a really interesting website called Open Culture. Open Culture is a website that has over 900 free audiobooks. The only trick is they're free, but they're made not by professionals. They're made by usual people who decide to read a book, record it, and then share with other people. And that's why there are different quality issues, but in general, if you can't find anywhere else a good audiobook or an affordable one, you can go to this website and try listening to real people reading books. Maybe you can even record something yourself for your students and share it on that website. And also, there's one source called Loyal Books, which contains over 7,000 free audiobooks of different genres, times, in different languages even. So you can find audiobooks not only in English there, but in other languages too. And you can use it also like for it's usually public domain audiobooks, meaning that these books are already in public domain and you can use them for free. So this is what concerns audiobooks. But again, not very often, not always we are up to listening a good story or like fiction and so on. And that's why maybe if you go jogging in the morning, so walk a dog, or like you have to commute as well for a long time, or just go for a walk alone, maybe podcasts is a better option for you, because here you have episodes, not very long ones. And there are two apps which exist on all phones. If we talk about iPhones, it's the podcast app, the original app that you have on any Apple devices. And if we talk about Android, it's Google Podcasts app. There you can find podcasts specially made for English language speakers in English, and they are original. You can download them on your phone and listen it in your free time. So basically, these are the two main apps that you can use. Obviously, there are different apps for your phones if we talk about podcasts. So if you use any, you can try looking for podcasts in English in these apps. We, SkyTeach community, made a post about BBC podcasts yesterday or a few days ago. So you can use this one if you're, again, not too confident in listening to speech. And also, YouTube is a place where you can find almost any podcast. And you can actually not only listen to it, but also look at people in the studio. The most famous one is probably Joe Rogan podcast, and there are a lot of small and big ones depending on what you're looking for. So if you don't know where to look for books, or where to find what podcasts to listen to, and so on, I've already mentioned a social media called Reddit. And on Reddit, there are 2 subreddits that you'll need if you don't know what to listen to. One subreddit is called Podcasts, where people discuss what podcasts they listen to. They give recommendations. You can ask for recommendations on that website, on that subreddit. And you can actually participate in discussions and use everything you learned from podcast in productive way. So you can just use your vocabulary that you learned and so on by communicating with real people. And the second subreddit is called audiobooks. Surprise. Again, people are discussing some audiobooks, where to find them. They give recommendations as well. There are discussions. They discuss different apps, and they post if there are any sales on any websites where you can find and buy audiobooks as well. So this is what you can do to improve your language level as well. Listen to audiobooks and podcasts. What I've listened to, I've listened to several podcasts. I remember that there was a podcast on history of English, which I listened to through Google Podcasts app on my phone. There's also a podcast called 5 Languages of Love, based on the famous book, which is also from the same app. And if we're talking about audiobooks, the last audiobook I've listened to is Harry Potter, the 6th part, narrated by Stephen Fry. And if you decide to reintroduce yourself to the Harry Potter stories, I highly recommend to listen to an audiobook read by Stephen Fry, because this is a completely new experience. And now I will be happy to answer your questions. And as far as I can see, there's only one. Maybe there's more. So basically, will you share the links after the broadcast? All the links will be in my blog. I have a blog on Instagram and Facebook, at Alex Slad on Instagram, and Random ELT Thoughts on Facebook. So if our moderator will be kind enough, they will share the links with you to those. Can we share a link to my blogs on YouTube? People are asking. Thank you. But yeah, all the links I usually post afterwards there. What about TED? TED Talks, well, if you're interested in it, please go ahead. But TED Talks is like it was trendy 2 years ago. No one listens to TED Talks anymore. It's the first thing. And second, I don't really like it. I can listen to a few if I need it for my lessons. And in general, listening to them, I didn't find it too effective. Where can I find Harry Potter by Stephen Fry? Harry Potter is by John Rowling, but Stephen Fry, narrated by Stephen Fry. Google it and you will find it. How do you keep up your spoken English? I speak, surprisingly. And also, I don't consume anything in Russian. I consume all information in English. I don't watch anything in Russian. I don't listen to anything in Russian. I don't read in Russian. I solely do it in English and my other native language. So if you really want to keep up your spoken English, podcasts would be a better option for you because audiobooks are based on fiction and it's not really good for spoken English. Just listen as much as possible, and after some time, you will start using it in your speech as well. It took me 6 months to get used to English speech at one point in my life. And at first you won't understand anything, but then you will understand everything and you will be using it in your speech. Okay, so as for questions concerning the topic of our podcast, this is it. If there are any more topics you would like to listen to, tell us and we'll make a separate stream on it. So if you are interested in other ways of improving and maintaining your English level, we've already discussed reading, YouTube, and podcasts, audiobooks. So if you want other sources of it, let us know in the comments after this podcast, and we'll try to make a stream on this topic. This would be it. Yeah, on my in my blog, I also have a rubric called Language Awareness for Teachers. So there I post phrases, usually spoken phrases that you can that I found in books, videos, audiobooks, podcasts, and so on. So if you're interested in improving your spoken language, the person who was asking about it, you can follow my Instagram or Facebook and learn these phrases too, and even participate in the comment section. And also I was asked to tell you that now our school Skyeng has opened a premium department. So we are looking for premium teachers of English. So if your level is advanced and higher, and if you're preparing students for international exams, you can follow the link that our moderators will share in the chat and join our team as well. This would be it, and I see you in a week. Same time next Monday. See you and bye-bye.